Greetings from the Northwest Nazarene University track. I'm Mike Stetson, Sports Information Director. I want to thank you for joining us for another edition of the Crusader Coaches Corner Show. We're out here on a overcast and drizzly day on the track. I want to thank the Bonner family for helping with the resurfacing project here on the campus to make this track once again one of the best in the Northwest. But we're out here today because it's all about track this week. The Crusaders will be in action, the track and field team, as they open their season not here on a soggy and cold surface, but instead over at the Ford Idaho Center Saturday at 9 o'clock. They'll be taking on some of the best teams in the Northwest, Division I, NCAA level, as well as Division II and NAIA. I want to invite everyone to come out and support the Crusader student athletes who will be taking on some of the best in track and field Saturday at 9 o'clock. Today, on the Coaches Show, we're visiting with head track and field coach John Spatz as he talks about what he expects from this season's team. I want to thank you for joining us, and now it's time for the Coaches Corner Show. Welcome to this week's Coaches Corner Show. Today we're joined by head track and field and cross-country coach John Spatz. One of the most, probably without a doubt, the most successful team in NCAA history. 2 national champions, 12 performance All-Americans, over 60 GNAC champions, and you guys are ready to do it again. You must be excited.
Yeah, time for another season. So very excited about indoor opening up this Saturday, and yeah, looking forward to finding out, our returners. We've got some good kids coming back, and it's also an opportunity to find out what the freshmen can do and see how those new kids perform in a big meet. So yeah, it's going to be good to see how everybody, how their fall training's gone, and who's been naughty and who's been nice this time of year. It's always good. So we'll get after it on Saturday. It'll be really fun.
Also should add one of the things that'll be fun this season. Every meet will be in honor of Tiny Bellamy, who will be the honorary team captain for this season. Most people know Tiny, a graduate at NNU, inducted into the Hall of Fame, competed in basketball, baseball, and also track and field. So a fitting honor for what he's done.
Yeah, Tiny, is one of our just kind of our legends basically when it comes to NNU athletics, and having spent a lot of time with him over the last few years here, it's been great to get to know him. Looking at his history and doing some things for him, some projects, some different things we've done. He'll run in a track meet when he was in college here, and then he'd pitch in baseball in the same week, sometimes 2 or 3 games a week, and try and get a 400 and 800 into the track meet as well. So, just a great guy, and has just been very important to the athletic family and our program, especially here at NNU. So, yeah, honor Tiny. He's an honorary captain this year, and I think it's just a great honor for him.
You mentioned doing double duty, and several of the top athletes on the track team do double duty. We see Taylor Van Bailey on the volleyball team, Lexi Tubbs on the basketball team. Some of those, will some of them be competing this weekend?
Yeah, well, some of them I hope for more than we'll probably get, but that's okay. Basketball's got games as well, and NNU track and athletics, we have a strong history of being a dual sports school. And track's one of the sports that allows that, and working with the other sports here, we've had great success with it over the years. It's enhanced our program for sure, and so I really appreciate those head coaches that are willing to share. And I know we always don't get our way either way. We always want more from the athlete, but we've got some of our best student athletes on our teams are these dual sport kids like Taylor and Katie, and Ellie Logan, if we can get her to come around this year, that would be great. And then Laura Seymour, great experience for them. They truly maximize what an NNU is all about, and also the epitome of being a true student athlete, because they're great students and they're incredible athletes. So yeah, it's awesome.
Let's get down to talking about what we're going to see on the track. 9 o'clock Saturday morning, the meet kicks off, And who should we be looking at doing big things right out of the gate? I know sometimes we get some provisional marks and some school records the first weekend.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting meet in that it is our first indoor meet, but we've had all fall to get ready for it. So I don't know, maybe we need 3 or 4 months between every track meet. That'd be my coach's dream, coach's nightmare at the same time. But yeah, so we've got a great returning cast. As I just emailed you, we've got 22 senior athletes this year that are graduating. So about a third of our team are upperclassmen, and they're really loaded heavily. They've all got GNAC meet experience for the most part. Some of them even national meet experience. Obviously kids like Peyton Lewis and Lexi Tubbs, some school record holders across the board, and then just a number of others that I think that class really is going to determine how we do this year. But we've got some incredible freshmen too across the board that we're really excited about seeing. How Brooklyn DeLong, a Valley View product, through 155, won the state 5A in the discus last year. Her and Miranda Hagedorn are looking great in practice on the freshman throw side. And then we've got a number of great jumpers. Katie Conklin, family member, Luke Conklin's sister. So she's an excellent high jumper, triple jumper, and I think we can watch for her to do some really good things this year as well. Along with a lot of good freshmen, Jordan Morris, Ryan Chisholm. There's just a huge number. Micah Trans is a 6'6" high jumper out of Yakima, Riverside Christian. So this is going to be a good opportunity for the freshmen to get in there and see what they can do and kind of give us a preview, hopefully, of what the season could look like.
I know Boise State hosting the meet, so obviously they'll have a team there. We'll be there. Who are some of the other teams you guys will be competing against this weekend?
Yeah, I'm not sure because Boise State does run all the indoor meets over there until we get to the GNAC, and then it's ours. But the regional, it depends on whether Eastern Washington, Portland State. There'll be a number of Division I schools. Sac State sometimes comes up, and then Eastern Oregon, Treasure Valley. I'm not sure College of Idaho. I talked with Pat. I'm not sure they're opening this weekend. They'll wait. They've got finals and stuff going, but. You're going to see 6 to 8 really good, Division I, NAIA, junior college teams there this weekend, and just getting the indoor season kicked off. So hey, it counts for conference, it counts for national. So if a kid breaks a school record, qualifies for conference, or hits a national standard, it's all for real on Saturday. So that's great.
I think after the season that Peyton had last year, a lot of people excited to see what he's going to do. Will he be competing this week, and what will he be doing?
Yeah, Peyton's definitely going for it this weekend as well. So, yeah, incredible freshman campaign. He's already talking some high numbers in the vault. Not a kid to ever settle. And, his ultimate goal, as a competitor, is to be an Olympic trials qualifier. Whether that happens this year or just another year or two down the road. But with the Olympics being in Rio this year in 16, everybody's thinking about hitting a qualifier, getting to go to the trials and getting that experience to see what happens. So, yeah, Peyton's got some great goals this year, but he's very realistic and has had a great fall of training and jumping really well for his early on, jumping the field house here, jumping some great heights. So I think he's definitely in the mix no matter what event you put him in. That kid just doesn't know how to stop. It's awesome.
And you mentioned some of the freshmen, but talk about some of the returners. Taylor Deskins set some school records outdoors. Lexi Tubbs, we don't know if she will or will not, or do we know if she will compete?
I don't think so. I think she needs some more time, get through the winter and the month of December into January, and then hopefully we can see her run a couple meets indoors and maybe run at the conference championship. That's kind of our desire because she's so valuable. She's got a shot at winning the conference title every time she steps on the track and the hurdles. So yeah, you'd love to have those kids out there. But Taylor Deskins, top sprinter, just about broke into the 11-second range last year in the 100, and has had a great fall so far this year. Really looking for her to run really well, be in the hunt for a conference title in the 60 indoor, and break under 12 seconds outdoor once we get to that. And then Taylor Manvaley, she's been awesome in practice. I just came out from volleyball, so week off and then back into track and field. No rest for the weary for Taylor. But she's a senior leader, and she knows what it's all about. She's been doing it for a while, and she's looked really good in practice. So I think her shot, where she's been an all-conference performer the last 2 or 3 times in the conference championships, and then in the weight throw as well, in the hammer, she's just a really great athlete for us to have, and so she'll be able to do some damage in her events as well.
And then Chelsea and Allison, both GNAC champions, returning for the indoor season.
Yeah. Chelsea's battled some injuries this fall, so we're trying to get that all worked out. But yeah, she's conference champ as a freshman, and then her and Lexi are the dynamic duo. Basically, got those two together in the hurdles. You're bound to score some points if they run well, which they have so far. So that part's been great to have. And then, we'll just have to see how Chelsea's situation works out. But a good opportunity, hopefully, for us to score some points there as well.
We see you mentioned the hurdles and being a big point scorer, both men's and women's last year. We've seen that dynamic of different areas. At one time it was the throws, one time distance. Seems like it was the hurdles and jumps last year. Is there a specific area that this team is deep and should rack up the points, or is it spread out more than has been before?
Well, I always like us to be pretty well balanced. I like to score in as many events as we can, and yeah, we do. It's kind of like the recruiting cycle. A lot of kids one year, not so many the next year, whatever. But same in the event areas. So we try and make sure we have enough representation that we can score in the distance and sprints, jumps, hurdles, and throws, and the relays and all that. Coaches kind of have a little contest inside our own organization where the team that's the event area that scores the most points, the coach theoretically will get a fly back from the conference meet if we're ever away. Indoor, you got to drive back home. That's all. So it's not bad, but so yeah, it's kind of the athletes. We don't kind of feed into that too much with them because we want them to just realize, hey, we're a team sport. This is what we do. But the coaches, we get a little competitive. Who's going to score the most points? And yeah, I think this year, boys, sprints, hurdles, jumps are going to be tough to beat. Yeah, our new assistant coach Nick Collins joined us from MSUB, and yeah, he's tearing it up right now. He's got a good group of kids, so I was glad I could recruit well for him and hand him a good stable of athletes to get after, and he's doing a great job with them. And we've got some standout seniors, Haley Gordon on the women's distance side, and then on the men's side, we've got some good seniors, Caleb Fleenor and some others that just senior leadership for that. The distance, I think we're going to be able to, with Isaac Mitchell being an all-conference performer in cross and then indoor, we're going to be able to have some balance in the distance areas as well, which really helps us because our conference is probably one of the toughest distance conferences in the United States in Division II. I mean, it's brutally tough if you look at who's done what. So a good balance, yeah, but then bragging rights, it's going to kind of come down to how many athletes you got in your event area and how many points they can score. So I think it'll be real interesting. There'll be some good balance between the 3 or 4 event areas.
For the indoor season, does it remain 25 athletes entered for the men and the women? So it's kind of whoever you want to put in there?
Yeah, coaches' favorites pretty much. The athletes always blame us of having favorites, which I'm just telling you now, we don't. If you do well, you're a favorite. So
the favorite is whoever can score the points that day.
It seems like it, but yeah, we've got a great team, and so yeah, there's a lot of balance, and we do. So it'll be 25 men, 25 women. It's coach's choice. So coaches, we strategize over who those 25 will be. The women's side is going to be tough. This year we have 42 girls, 25 spots. So it's highly competitive, and so I like our chances of scoring with those 25 athletes in there. We have a good chance to score maybe all 25. That would be a dream come true. And then the men, we're only 30-something on the roster, so the 25 going to be a little less cutthroat. Yeah. But, we're looking at who can score points, who can be in the top 10, and then also for future years, who needs the experience of getting into conference. And we've got a couple wild cards on that too, so we can play with who gets in and who we need to maybe reward for having great 4 years or whatever. So we look at all kinds of things like that. But yeah, it's tough with 25 and 25, and the schools we have in our conference, they're bringing their best 25 too. So it's a great format in a way. It really kind of cleans up the meet, makes it a high level championship event for what we do, and then we'll see how those 25 do.
I want to remind fans the indoor championship meet will be in February at the Ford Idaho Center. Come out and support the Crusaders. How do you stack up in that meet? I think 4th across the board last year in the indoor meet.
Yeah, we were. 2 years ago we were 2nd outdoors. We've been 3rd, 4th, 5th. The GNAC is such a competitive conference that it's always disappointing to finish anywhere below 3rd. That's kind of our perennial goal, is to be a top 3 team if we can. With 11 schools in our conference, Concordia's newly added. They're tough in track and field. I like our chances. This weekend will tell a lot, I think. Actually, it'll kind of like a big midterm, not quite a final exam, but a big midterm to find out who we've got, and then we'll be able to use strategy and some training as we go forward to go, hey, look, here's our strengths, here's our weaknesses, we need to get better. That's coaching, that's what you're looking for, and our coach will certainly be doing that this weekend, just seeing how we can think ahead for February, where we're going to be able to put those 25 and hopefully be a top 3 team, if not higher. I like the girls' chances a lot. We'll see if we're mature enough to handle that. I think we will be. And the guys, we've got some great talent. We'll see about depth. We'll see how far down that ladder we go. But it'll be really exciting when we get to GNAC in February to have a shot at maybe being in that top 3 or higher. It should be fun.
Appreciate you joining us today, Coach. Want to remind you fans, 9 o'clock this Saturday over at the Ford Idaho Center. Come out and support the Crusader track team. If you haven't been out to a track meet, there's a lot of exciting performances going on, some great student athletes putting on a great show for you. So come out and support your Crusaders. Thanks a lot again, Coach.
Thanks, Mike.